How's it going, everybody? Today's video is going to be about me doing some things with the Jeep. I've been contemplating and thinking about changing a few things on the Jeep and basically turning the Jeep into an overland vehicle. So start doing some off-roading and some stuff like that, and overlanding is off-roading and camping all at the same time. So we're gonna do some modifications to this stuff. First thing we're gonna start off with is this package right here. And this is a control panel that I'm going to put in the back. It's got an on and off switch right here, so basically you turn it on and this activates the whole thing, and it'll tell me what the voltage is on the vehicle. There's a cigarette lighter, but it's just a power 12 volt power adapter. And then here is 2 USB ports. So this thing already has built into it a couple ways of charging or getting power. Right here is a 12 volt system, just like this, but it's only accessible when the key is on. Well, this one's going to be on where I just flip the switch and it'll come on. Then, let's see if I can zoom in. Then right there in the center console is a 115 volt outlet, so power inverter built in. It's kind of hard to see, but it's right there. But again, all of those have to be with the key on. I'm trying to have this set up so I don't have to have the key on or anything. I can just flip the switch and everything here on this panel works as it falls apart. Now, it's kind of compact, so now I'm just debating on where to put it, because of behind here is there's power back here. So I'm going to put it somewhere in here. I'm thinking about just kind of mounting it in place of this speaker grill and then pulling power off of, if I'm correct, there's a fuse panel behind here. So I'm gonna splice it into the fuse panel and run it up to there, and then everything will be right here, easily accessible. So let's first go ahead and pull this panel off. Now I know this comes out, but I just don't know how. It is tight. Alright, there it goes. And there's a fuse box. So we need to, because there's the flashlight's right here, so we need to get this plug off the back of the flashlight so that way this panel will be loose. And then there's the fuse panel, which we can splice into and mount all that right there. So perfect. So there it is, all off. And there's the fuse panel, which all I gotta do is find out where a 12 volt supply is in all of this, and there's wiring in there and all that. So now only issue I have is this cross member right there and where that is. So basically what I'm thinking is this piece is going to have to be like right here in the upper corner right there. So I guess that's what we're going to do. Now I need to, which I really hate to cut a hole in, you know, my factory Jeep panels, but oh well. Got to make things work, got to modify them to make them the way I want. So, time to start cutting. Lined it with tape so that way I can kind of mark where it's going to go, and then I'll draw everything, and then basically I can drill the holes to mount it all so it stays nice and sturdy, because this is a little bit flimsy, so I want to try to keep the cutting to a minimum to try to keep its rigidity. So that's where it's going to go. Let me mark the holes, and then we can start drilling. Now let's put the holes in there and try to be careful. There's one. Two. Alright, next the big holes. So here's all the holes drilled. Everything lines up perfect. Now, mount these in here, put the pieces in, and then basically I can start wiring it up into the vehicle. Got the panel all put together. It has a cigarette lighter in it, but I don't smoke, so I'm not going to use it. I'm going to just use it like this. That way it still works as a 12-volt outlet. And plus, that way it doesn't hang out and maybe get caught on something, you know, as I'm going in and out with a package, tote, groceries, or whatever. So, plus this just looks a little bit cleaner than having this sticking out. So this works perfect. Now, I need to find 12 volts and then wire it all up in the back of this. So, got 12 volts. That's always on right there in the fuse panel. So now it's just splicing into that. And I'll always have a constant 12 volt even when the ignition's off. So the next part of this is wiring it up. Power goes into the switch, and then when it comes out of the switch, it's going to go to each one of these. Of course, each one has power going to it and a ground going to it also. And then, so you got power coming into the switch, the other one's a ground, and then the other one is power coming out of the switch, which will go to these, and then the other one will be ground. So there'll be 4 ground wires going to a common ground, and then 1 power wire coming in, and then distributed to the other 3. So here it is all wired up. Kind of looks like a little rat's nest, but here's the ground, and then it goes to all of them, and here's the power, which goes to the switch and then comes out and goes to each individual piece. So let's go ahead, get this into the car. We can plug power in, hook the ground up, and the system should work. No issues. Here's the system. All the grounds and all the power ran to it. So now let's put the panel back in, or we should test it first. Alright, switch comes on and the voltage is on. Alright, now let's put it on, and then we'll give everything a test after we get this put back in. Got the panel all back in the car. It looks good. I like the way it is. It's nice and sturdy in there, no issues. Alright, turn it on again. Everything works. So everything only works when the switch is on. So in here is USB, and it's got 2 charging ports, so you can charge, you know, cell phones, anything like that back here. And then this one, of course, is the cigarette lighter. My goal, my plan is, yes, this vehicle has a power inverter, but again, it only works when the car is running. So I have 2 power inverters that I can run in this car at any time. One is a, what is it, this one, so let's see. This one's a 1500, or is it a 1500? 160. So 160 power inverter and a 400 inverter. And the cool thing is, you know, plug it right in, and there it is. So, and that works. And this one is a single outlet. This one is a double outlet with a cooling fan. Now remember, my goal is to turn this into an overlanding vehicle. So that is the purpose of this. So that way, if I have, you know, I'm at a site camping or whatever, tent's here, back of this is open, all the lights in here turn off after like 5 minutes. So, and these things don't draw a lot of power. And they only light up when the trunk's open. The inside lights don't light up. So after a couple minutes, these ones turn off. This kind of setup will work fine to have things sitting here and charging if need be for, you know, camera batteries, cell phone, whatever. Power inverter coming off of this can work with other things that I need. What I'm thinking about doing is, I haven't like fully decided on it, but I'm thinking about integrating a solar panel into this. So I can have a small solar panel plugged into here and laying outside in the sun, which could backfeed through here and keep the vehicle's battery charged. And then I could be running something else off of other things, or I could get a split Y connector for the 12-volt power source and have the solar panel feeding into it and the power inverter feeding out of it. So that way the solar panel is helping run everything and keeping the car charged, so I don't kill my battery while I'm out. I don't know if I have enough room underneath the hood of this thing to put in a secondary auxiliary battery, but that's something I'm gonna look into, because this thing is a little tight underneath there. But I'm gonna look and find out if I can fit something small. They have a lot of the LiPo batteries, or lithium polymer batteries, that are small enough they'll fit underneath the hood in tight little areas. So if I can get something like that, that would work really well. We'll just have to see on that. This is the first addition into making my vehicle an overlanding vehicle, and there will be more to come on making and prepping this to become an overland vehicle. So that's step 1. Don't know what step 2 is going to be yet, but there will be more steps, more processes that we're going to do, because once the weather gets a little bit warmer, we're going to start going out. Alright, that's all for this video. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. Tell me if you like the video or not. Subscribe for more. Catch you in the next video.